My name is Zarna. Uh, People like to talk about how crime has gone up in Seattle, and they're right.
Yeah, that's right. It's this bitch. So strap in as we try and deal with this smug, sanctimonious, ugly as sin bitch who has all the redeeming qualities of a pit bull that's just ripped the face off a toddler.
Crime has gone up. The crimes of racist thug cops have gone up.
Okay, don't hold back, Zara. Tell us how you really feel. Also, I was under the impression that thugs were trying to get the word thug removed because it was synonymous now with black criminals. So, good job with shooting your own rhetoric in the foot there. And how much do we all want to bet that she'd run to those racist thug cops as she so eloquently worded it for help? If, for example, I were to spit in her face, I imagine her feet wouldn't even touch the ground as she flew round to the local police station.
Their crimes against women have gone up. Their crimes against people of color have gone up.
I would ask you to present evidence, but I think we've all learned by now with people like you it's a case of the louder I speak and the more angry I get, the more valid my arguments. But let's take a look at this, shall we? This, Zarna, is what we, the people who don't use our arses as storage spaces for our heads, call evidence. Now, while crime for the first 2 months had a mildly higher crime rate than the 2 preceding years, overall crime has dropped to lower than the 2 previous years for the majority of this year. And while looking up recent police brutality in Seattle, I had an epiphany. That's not my fucking job. You made the positive claim, you back it up. Until you do, you're just another overly emotional social justice warrior speaking out of your arse.
And the crimes of racist, token, people of color politicians have gone up.
Is she doing the bedroom eyes? Because I'm getting some serious sexual tension vibes from her, which are frankly quite terrifying. And the vibes are not only because she's about half an inch away from deep-throating that microphone. Take a deep breath and calm down, Zarna. You're only making yourself look like more of a cunt than you actually are. And frankly, a better fitting top wouldn't go amiss so your udders aren't quite as on display as they currently are. I'm not even going to bother asking for evidence about the crime rates of these politicians because they all look well into their 50s or older and respectable members of society. So who should we believe at this stage? The polite politicians behind the desk or the overly emotional batshit nutjob who thinks someone saying humongous is sexual harassment?
Yeah, we noticed Lorena Gonzalez.
Oh yeah, what a real white privilegey name. Gonzalez.
We noticed how after I spoke publicly against you, the cops sent racist, white supremacist rapists after me.
How many more bad words do you think you could fit into that sentence? I don't think you tried hard enough. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you have never, ever in your entire life been the victim of any kind of sexual assault. Because if you had, you wouldn't be banding around the accusation so brazenly. You make me sick.
On BlueLivesMatter.com, we saw that, we noticed, and we all know how in cahoots with the cops you are.
Okay, so these, what was it, white supremacist, rapist, and all the other bad words I can frankly smell your brain trying to think of that she sent after you was over a website called BlueLivesMatter.com. What the fuck were you doing on that website anyway? And frankly, the way you say she's in cahoots with the police, like it's fucking weird for a politician to maintain close ties with the police. It just gives us an excellent insight into your lack of intelligence.
We noticed how in cahoots Deborah Juarez is with the cops.
Ah yes, the ominous we. We saw this, we know that. I thought it was us who were meant to have this ominous patriarchy. Who sounds more like they're part of some evil large-scale group bent on monitoring and oppressing people?
Who's so disgusting and such a token that she won't even look at the people when they speak.
I think you'll find, darling, that it's just you she won't look at. And why the fuck would she look at the state of you? I just think you've gotten mixed up between the words disgusting and disgusted. Because disgusted is what I feel when I'm forced to listen to your witless prattle. Sick to my stomach of your incoherent bullshit.
We all noticed how bullies like Bruce Harrell, who speak
I'm gonna find
publicly
your
and
comments
interrupt
disruptive,
women when they speak,
and
just
I'm
as you
warning
interrupt
you
me
that
now.
your comments
We
are
saw how
disruptive.
those
To be honest, the people there listening to your bullshit are absolute troopers. They have put up with you for far longer than I would have. And it's kind of telling, considering they've let you stand there and insult them this entire time, but when they try and move you on, as you obviously have no fucking point to make, you accuse them of interrupting you. You know, I'm going to play amateur psychologist here for a minute and take a guess that you were never told no as a child. You've got all the telltale signs of a spoilt bitch.
we saw how those crimes went up. We saw how the
Please have this woman removed.
We've seen this. We've seen that. Evidence? What does that mean?
Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
Don't touch her.
This is public comment. It is my right to speak.
That's her right
I will
to speak.
speak.
Yes, you have a right to speak, and the security have a right to kick you out as they've been ordered to do so. And frankly, I find their restraint both admirable and disappointing.
That is
Don't
her
touch
right
me!
to say.
Don't touch me! Don't
This
touch
is
me!
America.
This is my right to
This
speak.
is America.
This is my right
This
to
is
speak.
America.
I will
This is America. Well done, sweetheart. We obviously have to get up pretty early in the morning to get one past you.
The
She
crime
has a right to
of how
speak.
men of color are used
Don't
to try
bother
to
her.
intimidate women
That's right.
of color
That's
into
right.
silence.
That's
How men of colour are used to intimidate women of colour. Yeah, that's an excellent point. How dare they be given jobs and expected to carry out those jobs? And quite frankly, if you find what they're doing intimidating, you've got the steely nerves of a cat on the freeway. Also, I don't think the word silence means what you think it means.
the stuff we've been talking about. We've been dealing with this.
These crimes
Her
going
saying
up.
what she
We
has to
see.
say is not a
Yeah,
crime,
yeah,
Bruce.
Did your loudmouth friend just say, "It's not a crime, bro"? Way to destroy any credibility you have left by putting yourself on the same level as, "It's just a prank, bro! It's just a prank, bro!"
We see it. Everyone's seen it. We've seen it. We are definitely seeing it.
There is obviously something very wrong with this vicious, evil little bitch with that arrogant Milo Stewart retard grin. You really have to ask yourself how different she'd be if she just smoked a joint and lightened the fuck up.
And don't worry, we will continue to watch.
Make her go
Don't
out
touch
for
me.
what? Make her go out for what? She ain't doing nothing. She doing just like Rosa Parks and all the rest of them did.
Ouch, way to drag the name of Rosa Parks through the fucking mud. And frankly, your credibility keeps dropping when you're expressing the vocabulary of somebody drunk in a pub car park at 2 AM trying to drag the police off their partner. Get off him, he didn't do nothing!
Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, Fannie Lou Hamer, Barbara Jordan, all of them. She ain't doing
Oh yeah,
nothing
Lorena
different.
Gonzalez, we saw you.
You saw her? Well, she was just like right there. Ah, what a silly bitch. I really would have loved it if that Gonzalez woman was just busting a gut laughing at this display. That would have made my week. And congratulations to anybody that hung on this long. You really are a trooper. You know, it is quite common with SJWs like this, but I have never seen it quite as pronounced before. They are just spoilt children who grew up never being told no, wanting absolutely everything in the world their way. Nothing but an absolutely disgusting attitude problem that, quite frankly, a punch to the mouth would cure quite nicely. So, lovely viewers, how would you go about triggering this bitch? I'll put the answers that make me laugh the most at the end of my next video. And as always, thank you for your time.